Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you can see me, you can hear me well. It would be nice if you just said, yes, the sound is good and you see me and everything's fine. That would be fantastic. So welcome to my channel. First of all, I'd like to thank Simon, first of all, to organize this every year. And I enjoy this talk about Pixie. If you follow my channel, you know that the Rider-Waite-Smith is not my favorite deck. However, I always enjoy learning about one of the decks that is one of the foundation of our tarot world. And also, I wanted to thank Kasha because she, I really like her style of reading, and I am an intuitive reader myself. So I'm going to watch the end tomorrow morning. Can you hear me well? Can you see me? I just need someone to say, yeah, I can see you. Once you've done that, I can start. So, hi, Jackie. Let's start with why this subject. If it's my third year, thank you very much for telling me. It's my third year with the Tarot-thon, and the first 2 years, I made you work. I did some spreads, and we learned some really, really good spreads. So this year, I thought I'll do something a bit lighter. And in order to do this, I was wondering what subject to choose. And there's one subject that is really close to my heart. It's different style of decks. Oh, the image is blurry. I'm really sorry. It's the internet. I really apologize. There's not much I can do about this. We'll try and go through, and hopefully it will hold. It's a holiday here, so it's even worse. So everybody talks about collage decks. If, you know, we like collage decks or we don't like collage decks, but I never hear about decks that are from photography. And I didn't know much about photography decks either. And then I realized that it's actually one of my passions. And you see, I love photography in real life. I like collage in real life. So I put the two together. And now I have a collection of collage and photography decks. So today, because nobody talks about photography decks, I wanted to introduce to you my photography decks. Now, many years ago, I think it was in 2010, 10 years ago, I had the idea. I was at home and I thought I'd already studied tarot, actually with Sue Fairbrother. If she's here in watching me, I really appreciate if you're here, Sue. And I had the idea to look at all my pictures that were in my phone. I had a phone at the time. It was a 2 megapixel. Really, the quality was not that great. But I decided that day to look at all my pictures and see if from them I could do, I could have major arcanas of, oh great, my image is getting better. I could have major arcanas with all the pictures I had. So I went into my computer, looked at my pictures, selected 22. And then when I was in London at the time, so I went to Snappy Snaps. I don't know if it still exists in the UK, Snappy Snaps. And I had these pictures developed. And it was an exercise for me to see if I could make real life. You see, that's what I like about photography decks, is that you make real life happen. It's not just, I don't mean just a drawing, but it's not a drawing. It's real. It's a picture. So you can make it alive with people and forms. And so, okay, so Snappy Snaps doesn't exist anymore. Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the internet. It's going to be like this. I really apologize about the quality. So I wanted to start with showing you a few of my pictures. So this is the picture I chose for the Fool. And one of my passions when I used to live in London was the London Marathon. And so that was my picture for the Fool. I love the expression on his face. I mean, obviously he's running. And I love his expression on his face because he was going somewhere, but it looks like, you know, he wasn't too sure if he could make it. Then the Magician. So you can do this yourself. Look at your pictures. Do you have enough pictures? Oh, this is a good memory. This is a blurry picture. So if it's blurry on your end, it's fine. But I was so overwhelmed by this fantastic, beautiful woman that I was shaking when I took her picture. That's the High Priestess. Here we have the Empress. The Emperor. So I used to live in Wapping, which is on the edge of the city, London City. And you can see all the financial towers being built. The Hierophant, that was my favorite Jesus on a church. I really loved him. So that was my Hierophant. The Lovers. So it was just, you know, being in London, you can see, I think it's the mayor's office still in London, but you can do this yourself. So it was just going with my mobile phone in the streets of London, taking pictures. And that was 10 years ago. That was in June 2010. So I'll show you a bit more later. And I'm going to start with my first deck. And this deck was a lot of firsts for me. That was my first photography deck. And it's called the Spill Tarot. So normally I've got banners ready there. So you can see the name, the Spill Tarot. Now there were two firsts for me. It was my first photography deck and also my first collaborative deck, which I had no idea what a collaborative deck was at the time. It's a deck from the UK, 2009. So let's see some cards. You know, that's my passion, showing cards and looking at cards. And so we're going to start with one of my favorite, that's the Empress. So all these people are artists and they're kind of a troupe and they're together and they made these tarot cards. Now, there's a long story between them, but I'll try and go fast because I see that time is going so fast already. There was an exhibition at the Barbican at the time of all the pictures in really huge format. And if you go on the Barbican website or if you type Spill Tarot exhibition, you'll see it. And, you know, there are not many exhibitions of tarot. So that's one you can see online. I don't like all the cards, but I'll tell you what I really love in this deck. And then this woman, let me just double check her name. Karneski, yes. She has a theater troupe, and what she did a play with all different major arcana tarot cards. So I went to that too, and I'll show you what that was. I'm not sure if you can see it online because it was like really dark what it was, but it was the Karneski's Tarodrome. And I went with Sue and a lot of people, and it was so great. So anyway, and she's the Wheel of Fortune. But what I particularly like in this deck are the minor arcanas because they're pips, but they're pips with a difference. So let me show you. For example, the Six of Swords. They all bring you, like you think here, acupuncture, obviously. So they all bring you to an idea. The Four of Pentacles. Ouais. The Three of Cups. You can see yourself having two friends with you and having tea time with them. And you look at the flowers. What does the color mean? What do the flowers mean? Why there's not one handle here? There's one handle missing. I think they're fantastic minor cards. That looked a bit like the card Kasha showed us. What was it? The Four of Wands, I think. But this one is the Ten of Wands. It is very simple, but it's so talkative. Yeah, the King of Swords, I'd be a bit scared. So, sorry, they're a bit shiny, so trying to show them without the glare. And look at this Page of Cups. Yeah, and the Queen of Cups, she overspilled. So I'll just show you a few cards per deck because otherwise we'll be here all day. But that was the Spill Tarot. Next. Whoops. I'll change the banner. Next, we're going to talk about the Augenblick Tarot. So another picture deck, obviously. There's a book coming with it, so I'll show that to you too, so you know what to expect. Now, it's a square deck. Not only it's a photography deck, but it's also a square deck. So what do I like in it? First of all, the first thing that struck me in this deck, I like square decks, but the first thing that struck me is that there are two Justices cards. So you can choose which justice you want, if you want number 8 or number 11. And the same with Strength, if you want 8 or 11. So that's very cool. So that's by Shannon Loftis. So what are these cards? Well, it was two photographic companies at the time that they used photochrome, and it's a way to add color to black and white. I don't know if you ever seen these First World War films where they add color to it. Well, that's that system anyway. So she saw them, she fell in love with them, and she made a deck with that. So they're all tourism pictures from all over the world, and they were sold as postcards from 1900s. Yes, Little Zen Crown, they might be out of stock, but she does reprint often. I've noticed that at least once a year she reprints, so keep an eye if you like, if you like this deck. So the square cards means directional reading, and I really like in a book, I can't show you now because otherwise I'll never show you all the cards, but the directions in the book about this reading the square decks is really fantastic. That's another thing I like. And the location of each card, I should show you some cards. Oh, I used to live by there. So with the locations, you can do, you can use them for locating people too, and you can use them for mediumship. I wasn't sure when I bought them, but I am now, and I love the direction with it. So here's a few cards. So you have people, you have a lot of interiors, and every place obviously is commented, so you know where that is in the book, so it's really good. So that's all. I have to move on to the next one. So that was the Augenblick Tarot, and don't worry, they do come back in print now and again. Right. right, what have I got? The third one, and it's my last tarot deck. After that, we move to oracles and playing cards. I'm still on time. I'm a bit behind already. It's the Mysteries of Mary tarot deck. Now, by Etienne Grobler. Now, I don't know this deck that well because what happened, I ordered it in, I think, start of December 2019. And then they arrived, I think, the first week of January. And then I left for the US for 3 months. So I just opened the door, took the deck, put it with my other deck, and then I left. So I came back and I started looking a bit at them, but I haven't played with them that much. But it's Etienne Grobler. So I think one of her passions in life is to make altars. So if you like sacred altars, it's a perfect deck for you. After that, obviously, you need to have a link with Mary or wanting to create a link with Mary. She does a lot online. If you go to a shop on Etsy, she's got all things for mini altars, and she does walking with Mary pilgrimages, real ones, and some on Instagram. I mean, she's Mary everything. But I think her strength really is to create shrines. So I'm going to show you a few cards that I got ready. That's the back in case. So that's independent. All the decks I've showed you so far are independent. So it means different quality and different price. So as you can see, a lot of names have been changed. So really, for the moment, I'm using this deck on my altar. I haven't done any readings with it yet. I need to get to know it because there's a lot of changes. But she's built everything. All these are her own altars, right? That's beautiful. That's the death card. So she called it the threshold. And oh, you can really feel it. It's oh, thank you. Got my hair. Oh, that was a whole experience, my hair. Look at this. So each card is a little jewel. So this one, the spinning wheel, it's about the three fates and the spinner, the three sisters. So you see, by going into every card, you get to learn about mythology, a lot about Mary and Jesus, and yeah, it's a whole research. You can research it all your life, and it's just an exquisite deck. So she took pictures of all her altars. I know she's working on a new deck. I think it's about the Black Madonna, if I have, if my memory serves me right. So I'll show you some minors too. That's all the aces. Look at this. I mean, oh yes, I forgot to change the banner. Thank you. Somebody's watching and following. Thank you very much for that. It's about being nervous. Yeah. So the cards are quite large. They're okay. They're a bit thin, but they're okay. And what's important is what's in it. She's put all her beauty, all her face, all her creativity in this deck, and I really appreciate it. It comes in a bag. I'll show you the bag too. Oops. There you go. Yes, it's got a nice shuffling sound and smell and smell. So before we move to the next one, I'll show you some more pictures that I did at the time 10 years ago from my mobile phone. So that's the Chariot. The London Marathon again. Justice. That was a demonstration on a bridge. I can't remember. It was something about the Olympic flame or something. I can't remember what the controversy was about. But I did like this picture. Yeah. The Hermit. That was the fun of being in London at the time. Could go to concerts and take pictures really close. I love this picture. So I thought that's a perfect hermit. Okay, Masha, we'll see you later. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm trying to keep them still. If my image is a bit blurry, I really apologize. Oh, before I forget, I wanted to say in some of my decks, I'll have nudity. So I'll just let you know now. Strength, that's in Whopping. Oh, and this one, the Hanged Man. That's a real hanging pole. It's in Whopping, and it's by the river. It's by the pub. There's a pub there. And well, it's not a deck, this one. It's my own pictures that I made into Major Arcana's Crystal Mama. And you can still see the news there. And actually, it was a better death there with the news, because otherwise you'd be chained on a river, on the bank of the river. And then they waited for the tide to come up. So personally, I would have preferred, and it was with a 2 megapixel, you know, really bad mobile phone. But and you can see Canary Wharf here. Yeah, I used to live by there. And then that was in Paris, actually. Yeah. So that's in front of the Beaubourg Center. Anyway, let's move to, my God, let's move to oracles. Now, my banners. Farben der Engel. That's the first one I want to show you. So it's by Darsha Willing, and it's actually in English, Angels in Color and Light. It is based on the Aura Soma system. So I'll show you what an Aura Soma bottle is and what she actually did. Let's see, color, where I see the best here. So that's an Aura Soma bottle, and this bottle is made of oil and water and herbs and crystal energy. And it's used for doing readings, it's used for massaging, and it's also been printed on a tarot deck, the Aura Soma New End Tarot deck. So what she did, she's a teacher, I think she's an Aura Soma teacher, and she needed a picture for her book that she already written, but she couldn't find the proper picture of a bottle for her book. So she decided to do it herself. So what she did, she shook the bottle, and then, it's difficult to see on because of the glass, and then she took a picture of the bottle shaken, and you can see all these little, oh, I'm trying, the bubbles and everything. So that's what she did. You don't need to know the Aura Soma system to read these cards. Now, how many cards in this one? 110 cards, and you can ask for a PDF in English. They're on Amazon, but they come with a book in German. Yeah. So That's bottle number 3 that I just showed you, actually. So, well, I wish I had more hands. So you see the bubbles, and that's the picture she took of bottle number 3 when she shook it. Thank you. So how do you read this? Well, you can read, if you have no knowledge at all of Arasoma, and going back to intuitive readings, so you have these bubbles and the colors. So you can start with the colors. You have green and blue. So what's green and blue to you? If you go with the chakras, blue is the throat and green is the heart. So it's about speaking your truth, talking about love. To me, the big bubble looks a bit like, you know, the mother and then the kids behind, maybe. And you see there's a reflection here, and I don't see the dad. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just saying this like that. So maybe it's just a family, they just lost the dad and they're moving on. And, you know, and then you go on, and you just get ideas by the picture and the color. So you don't need to know Arasoma for it, but, you know, you need to trust your intuition. Yeah, I've got the right name. So this one, for example, it looks like ice cubes or lime. So what does lime mean to you? It's like you put ice cube and lime into water. So what does it do? Do you get a taste? Do you enjoy lime? It's zesty, so it's plenty of energy. That's another bottle. So this is more blurry. That's not my picture. This picture is actually blurry. And you've got pink and purple. So pink, once again, is the heart, and purple is the crown chakra. So it's all about your connection to love. And why is it blurry? Do you have difficulties connecting? And this deck is not expensive, guys. And that's why I'm showing it too, because the Arasoma is difficult to find and it's very expensive. But Farben der Engel is not expensive. So, yeah, it's massive, 110 cards. So with these, and it is photography because she took photograph of each of the bottle. I have to move on, I'm late. I love this one. It's like a drop in milk, isn't it? Do you remember these princesses in Egypt? They used to have baths in milk. It reminded me of this, bathing in milk. Yeah. This is more agitated. So you can feel the personality, the taste of each one. This looks like blood, although it's not red, but to me, I have a feeling of blood with this one. Look how light this one is. It's like being on a beach. And the last one I'll show you. I really like this. This is nighttime with the stars. Anything can happen. Reminds me of bowels, Naomi. Yeah, why not? Sure. So this is flamboyant and exquisite, and Arasoma is a system, as I explained, with these bottles that are healing bottles with colors and herbs and crystals. That's what Arasoma is. But you can go and check their website. Well, Wisteria, Farben der Engel is a really, really good deck. That's the PDF that she sent. Obviously I had it printed because I love this deck. So there you go. That was Farben der Engel. Next one is, I need to move everything because I have so many. No, it's fine now. Look, you know, it's important too to look into the body, because our body is made of water. Our bike and this, our body is made of water. So of course it does sometimes remind us of our body too. So this is a French deck, the next one. I'm going to put the right title. There it is. Yeah, it's called La Voie des Pierres, Cristaux et Chakras. So it's stones, crystals, and chakras. And that's what it looks like, the box. So I'm not that knowledgeable on stones, I must say now. I am on chakras. The stones and crystals is not, I use them a bit, but it's not my expertise at all. It's not like chakras. I really love that. But what I liked I like a bit of everything in my decks, obviously. And what I did like is the format. They're smaller cards, or they're by, I have to tell you, Regina Martino. She has a crystal store in Paris, so she knows what she is talking about. And she's got magenta hair, which I like. So there's 110 cards, 12 chakras. There's a general chakra card, so the 7, and then the 7 chakras, and then 4 secondary chakras. I'm telling you these because, so I'll show you. So, because if you're interested in chakras, you want to know what type of card. So that's the general chakra card. That's the 7 chakras. And at the back, you've got the writing, but it's in French with the colors. And then you've got the secondary chakras. There's 4 of them. Oops. There. So I'll show you. Amethyst. So these cards, to me, they go, most of them go more like this, but I just like the way the pictures on this dark background. Sabrina, sorry, I did say hide your credit cards, but at the same time, it's the joy of sharing together, isn't it? So then, if you understand French, obviously there's a text at the back about the amethyst and the healing properties. So I'll show you a few. So that's white jade. And I just really liked the cards. I've been using them mostly on my altar because I love the pictures. And that's the lovely thing about picture decks, is that when they're beautiful like this, you can use them in your altar. It's really pleasing. The Bradorite. Black Septaria. So anyway, you can see the quality of this deck. As I said, it has 110 cards, so you can hardly see this one. And they're all quality pictures like this. Yeah. And at the back, obviously, which chakra it's related to and the healing property. So that was, oh, look at that. I mean, every card is just like, wow. They're just lovely, lovely cards. So that was La Voie des Pierres, Cristaux et Chakras. Next. This one is more well-known. The Past Life Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Brian L. Weiss. So let me change the name. And I put the name for you, so in case you don't, you have doubts with my accent, it could happen. So there you go. So this one, unfortunately, is an out of print deck. It used to be available, but it's not anymore. There's 44, is it 44 cards? Yes. So in the 44 cards, there are, why I like it, because I like to say why I like it. So you have Asia, Egypt, Native American, which, I take as the Americas. And, well, there's more than this. Sorry, here. Greco-Roman, so I take it as more Europe. And then you have two cards. You have Atlantis and Galactic as in the universe. I don't use this card for past life, for reading past life. I use it with a tarot usually to give me an inclination of what level we are reading on. Then it gives you themes, and another thing I like with this is that the themes are a bit different than other decks. I'll show you more cards. You have health, finances. So yeah, I'm sorry it's out of print, but that's not because it's because they stopped printing it. Because Doreen Virtue asked for Hay House to stop printing them, unfortunately. So the themes are different, and I like that the arts. The point is not to have the same deck, 20 of the same deck, but to have different. Yes, I also have Artistry of Past Lives deck. I also have that, but I don't use this one for past life anyway. So, so you can see the type of, yeah. I use it for something completely different. That's the back. For example, I'll use it. What can I show? There. See, like that with another tarot. And then I'll start reading about communal living, and the Ace of Pentacles shows a lot of abundance for an Ace of Pentacles, for example. So, you can read them together. They're fine. They're great to read with tarot. Well, Green Eye Tarot, if I can put your comment, show your comment. Yes, she says, I generally don't connect with photographic decks, so I'm really enjoying this because they're also different. You exactly got my point in today's presentation, because that's why I wanted to show photographic decks, because it's different and we don't think about them. We are always talking about collage decks. Do I like collage decks, or I don't like collage decks? But this one's different. So it's a different topic, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. Right. I'm trying to put them on the side and not make them fall. Okay, I have 20 minutes. I'll never finish on time. So I'll show you a bit more of my cards quickly. Where were we? I don't know, but I think that's Temperance. I never made them into a tarot, actually. The Devil. In cards. I should have printed them in cards, but I never did it. But oops, the Tower. And if you can see, there was a plane just there. Yeah, that was in 2010, yeah. Yeah. The Star, that was in Geneva, I think, if I remember well. So you can make your own tarot with your pictures. Try that, because they're all in your computer doing nothing most of the time. Yes, it was Battersea, Simon. Your pictures are doing nothing, they're just there. So have a look. Well, maybe not today because we have a lot of people to watch, but you know, sometime this week, have a look at what pictures you have, and maybe you could make an oracle even out of them, because tarot is always more specific, isn't it? So quickly, because I'd like to really show you all of them. I'm gonna have to go quick. I've got 20 minutes left. The Magic of You Oracle. Let's change the banner. The Magic of You Oracle by Fiona Horn. So the artist, actually, she does some photography. They're real photographs, but then, you know, she plays a lot with them. So it's quite a dark deck with actually really light messages, which I was surprised about in a booklet. The messages are really light. So all these pictures are real photographs, but they're heavily, as you can see, manipulated. It is very deep, and I don't like it. If you know me, I don't like going too dark, but these cards are dark for me, but the messages are so light, and also the keywords are funny, but you know, commune with the source, so it's not that dark actually, but the pictures are. Become a loving mirror. I like the keywords a lot, and I like the booklet. There's not much in it, but there's enough to bring you on a different path. And I'm really sorry. I will look at all your comments, you know, tomorrow when I'll have time. Yes, that's exactly this. You can go out and say, today I'm going to take pictures that are related to tarot in your town, and that makes it really fun to go out. So, Magic of Your Oracle. So heavily manipulated photos. Oh, an ancestor deck. That's a good idea. See all these pictures we do nothing with. Maybe some of you will do something with them now. The White Eagle Medicine Wheel, and I'm going extremely fast. Sorry about this, but I'm running out of time. So it was fine when it was an hour and a half. White Eagle Medicine Wheel. You have the name of the authors. Now there are pictures. They're Native American, obviously. That's the backs, the fronts, and they're all pictures, which is obviously fits into my Tarot team today. And what I really like here, for example, they're medicine wheel cards, and the beaded animals, they take in 2 days to make, so each were made for this deck. You can see the photographs. There's 3 levels on this deck, so you go through 3 different initiations, which is great too. It's a whole path of initiation with the deck. You have apprentice, student level, and elder level. Yeah, it's great, and the book is great. It really takes you through your spirit with the Native American theme. So they're all pictures. I'll show you different cards. That's the start of them. So you have an idea. You also have this type of cards. This is the more advanced cards. Storyteller, Rainbow Dancer, Wisdom Keeper. So yeah, a great deck that I should do a review about it. I should take time for a review. But today we just have a quick look. 15 minutes. That's done. All right. The Rose Alchemy Rose Oracle for the Heart by Sandy Humby. Let me find the name. There. So there's a big book there. So the same. This deck is first beautiful. It's only pictures of roses. This is an independent deck, and I discovered it on Kasha's channel. She did a review of them. So I think she even interviewed Sandy. So anyway, Sandy went to the Alhambra in Spain and fell in love with roses, and since she's got a wonderful connection with roses. So you have all different levels. You have chakras, you have angels, you have a lot of different things, but they're all through pictures of roses. I think they're both, I think there's some landscape. Yes, you see here, they're all different. If you don't like this, I'll just let you know that some are portrait and some are landscape. Some people don't like this. Anyway, what are all the, you have master roses, rose angels, awakened and empowered feminine roses, cosmic roses, and the three flames of the heart star roses. Oops. So wonderful deck too there, so beautiful. So that's the Rose Alchemy Oracle. That I'm going to put back. Sandy actually gives great courses too on a, I'm not sure if it's on Etsy, but anyway, you'll find her name. I think she's got a site. I'm planning next year on taking a course with a roses deck, because it's something, it's like, once again, it's like an initiation with these roses, and I find it so soft. Especially, you know, you could use it if you do grieving counseling with your cards. I think that would be a fantastic deck to do it with. So yeah, it is. It's fantastic. So the next one is one of my favorite, the Oracle of Initiation by Melissa. We're going to talk about Melissa Lucia for a minute or two, because I've got a few decks of hers. Now, she had a difficult time, and through her loss, a private loss that she had, she went to the desert in New Mexico, and she started taking self-portrait of herself. And that's really, I mean, I'm summarizing. You can read the whole story. And this is this deck, the Oracle of Initiation. Now, this is the make playing cards size I have, but she's actually pre-selling right now the larger size, which obviously I will get to. Because these, it's like going through an initiation with these cards too. It's only pictures of her. So obviously it's feminine. It's a feminine deck. But it's not, you know, it's not long hair and floaty dresses. You know, I don't like this. So it's raw. It's earthy. But at the same time, it's connected. I really love these cards. So good, yeah, you can follow her. She's so creative. How many, I wrote down how many pictures she took. Let me see. She has 40,000 pictures of her like this, and she made she made one deck, and it has 56 pictures in this one, plus other cards. There's other cards too, but I'm just showing you the pictures today. The other cards are like these, for example. So they're like gateways. So yeah. Oh, the power of these cards is just amazing. So yes, I will get the larger version anyway. So that's the Oracle of Initiation, and it really takes you through different stages in your life to overcome things, get rid of things personally. You can also do readings with them. It comes with this big book if you want to order it too. So yeah. Oh, and there's also other people who commented on each card, and with each card there's a deity or a goddess linked to it, so you learn about this too. There's a lot in this. There's a lot. And she also did 2 other decks, but I made them into one, which are, I'm going to put the names there, the Santos&Signs and Madonnas&Virgens. Now, it's these 2. They're the same size, they have the same backs. Most of the pictures were taken in Mexico and New Mexico in the US. So I'll show you, I have Santos&Signs too, actually. So I'll show you the type of pictures you would get. It's a smaller deck, obviously. She has fantastic pictures of all different statues and signs and saints. Yeah. So this one is a big deck. Well, I made the deck into one big one, so you can see a little bit how huge it is, right? For me, but they have the same backs. And you can see how different they all are. So that's the Santos&Signs and Madonnas&Virgens that she's selling to on Etsy. There. I'll just leave them there. You should see my table, guys. I'm so grateful you're all here and we're sharing this moment together. So where was I with my deck? That's the moon. The sun. That was in Paris. Yeah. Judgment. And the last one, because I couldn't find a word, well, I found one because that's my crystal ball, which I never show because it's so private. But it's not on this stand anymore, actually, but that's the word. So, see, it's just for some inspiration for you to go out there or look in your pictures and make your own deck with what you've got. You know, it doesn't take that much and it's really fun. The last deck I wanted to show, oh, this one, as I said, I went to when we had photography shops, and I went to have them developed. So the last one I wanted to show you, and there's a lot of nudity, so if you don't like nudity, go to the next conference. But it's there's no name on it, but it's the MAC playing cards, because I do like my pictures on playing cards too. And so the MAC playing cards, they're out of print. They did it in, when was it? In 2003 for the Mac 8 phones. So now it's for 54 models with body painting. So shot by photographer Richard Law. So there was this deck, and then they did a big edition, limited edition, that was a lot more expensive. But I was in London at the time, and as I said, it's nudity, but it's beautiful nudity. I was in London at the time, and I bought my deck for myself and for a friend. And the backs have MAC like that. So I use them for inspiration because I think these people are so creative. Yeah. Yeah. So you can do divination too, because you can look at the colors. You can obviously they're playing cards, so you have the reference of the playing card. I do see Nan again, one of these decks on eBay, because they did produce a lot of the small ones. Thank you very much. Yes, you see, nobody talks about photographic decks, and I really wanted to share that. And it's a lighter subject, you know. Kasha made you work hard. So, but you're all welcome. So you see, photography decks, they can be inspiring, healing. They can push you to create your own, go out there and build your own deck. Like Etienne, who does all her little altars and takes pictures of it, or like me, who went out with my mobile phones and just took pictures and then made a deck out of them. So, and there are a lot more. I have 2 I'm still waiting on. So I'll see if I can share them with you. Well, I have 4 actually, but I'm going to show you 2. So if I can share screen, let's see. And that's it. I hope you'll see it, because I'm going to make it big and I won't see myself anymore. That's the Abyssal Tarot. Oops. No, it doesn't want to move. Okay. No. Ah. No, I don't know why I can't make it move. Maybe you can't see it. But anyway, I'm waiting for the Abyssal Tarot. And let me see if I can. No. Oh, well. It's an underwater deck. You can check it online. Yes, it's weird. It's a weird deck. And so it's all pictures taken underwater. It's quite sexual too, I've noticed, and it's quite brutal, but all this with water and floaty people. So I've got this coming my way. And also the Crystal Skull Tarot by Jessie Driscoll. That was a Kickstarter, and you can pre-order it now. And the book is written by Rachel Pollack. So it's crystal skulls and stones and wool, and it's all photographed too. So it's all photography decks. There's 2 on the way. I wanted to thank you all for being here, and it was fun. And now I think I will give you time, like 1 minute, to get ready for Becca. We will talk about Wonderland, something about Wonderland. Let me see. Becca will talk about, through the looking glass. That's it. Thank you very much. I had a great time with you, and enjoy the rest of the Tarothon. Bye-bye.